Hello and welcome back to the Western Wilds for the survival series that we got going here on this map. In the last episode we finally managed to get our first load of hay harvested and sold, and it made us a fair bit of money. The issue we have now is we have a harvest to do next month of the oat field at the back, and we currently don't have a harvester. Now if you've watched the series from the beginning, you'll know I said towards the beginning that I was going to make myself a little rule that I can't lease items, but to get away from logging, because it gets boring after you do it constantly, I'm going to change that rule slightly and say I can only lease one item. So obviously to harvest you need the harvester and you need the header as well. So I'm going to have to buy one of them. It will probably be the header, that will be the cheaper one, but hopefully we can get that sorted pretty early on, and we might get lucky and get a harvester pop up in the sale tomorrow, because I don't have much to do on this day. I think it's mostly just going to be selling these grapes, so we're not going to be on this day for very long. So if I get these sold, but yeah, we might get lucky and get a harvester or even a header pop up in the sale that we can use, and then we'll have to lease the other one. We'll also have to purchase a trailer. I'm going to give a quick check in the store now. So we do have a header for the Joyce Farm, but I think that's just going to be a bit too big for us to start. And at 12 grand it's a bit too expensive as well, even for a pre-owned one. We want a much smaller one. So we'll get these sold, we'll get back. I think we'll probably skip straight away. We can't do anything with the cucumbers because we don't have the front loader to sell them. The chickens have no food at the moment, so they're not producing anything, but hopefully that will be sold tomorrow. They're the only things that I actually have going on the farm at the moment, so I'm fairly certain it was tomorrow that they should be ready. But we'll get these sold, we'll skip ahead and we'll see. Hopefully we can get a few thousand for these. That would be good. If I can get over probably about 13, 14,000 before, because I'll have some to sell tomorrow as well when we wake up tomorrow. So in total, if I can get over that much, I think we'll be in a decent position. So it seems to be 1,500 per pallet. Okay, so we're over 13,000 already, so if it stays at that price, I think tomorrow will be 2 pallets sale. That'll put me up to 16,000, which is even better than what I want. So we'll get back to the farm, we'll check it out. I need to remember to refuel my tractor at some point, but I'm running a bit low on fuel. Whilst we're going, actually I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it now. I've tried so many times to look through the store whilst I'm driving, and if you've watched any other episodes of this series, you'll know it never ends well for me. I always end up on my side or in a telephone pole or a tree, and I'll just wait until we get back. I think that's going to be the more sensible option. Then we can check it out then, have a look at trailers and see, you know, if nothing pops up in the sale, what could we get? Hopefully something fairly sized. I know what combine harvester I'm looking at, and it holds 5,000 litres. That's if nothing pops up like differently, but it holds 5,000 litres, so preferably a trailer that holds over 5,000. I could get something that's like 8 to 10. I think that'll be good. But we just got to see, so we'll skip through. should just be about to load in now. There we go. So yeah, it is only 2 pallets. That is fine though, that's still another few thousand. And hopefully soon we can get to the point where we're stocking up the crepes and not having to sell them every day, and then we can stock up on them and sell them all when they're at their highest price. But we will have to get some other stuff going first, so I don't think that'll be any time soon. Right, sale. There is nothing in there that I could use. Right. In that case, I'm going to have to buy myself a trailer. I don't want any of the base game ones because none of those are really big enough. That would be good if I had something that could hold a gooseneck. That's not really big enough. That could be. That can hold up to 8,000. So it's 5,000 to hold 8,000. That only holds 6,000. It's more expensive. That can hold 6,700 and also cost 5,000. $11.5 for 9,900. I think it might end up being that 4T. They don't hold anywhere near enough. That's not enough. It holds a fair bit, but it's too expensive. That's too small. Can't have the containers. So these are a bit too cheaty. So I probably won't be using these in this series, the TLX 2020. I do use them though in my Somerset Farm series, so if you haven't checked out those videos, jump on over there and you can check them out. And I do get those videos, those cars used in it. That's not too bad. 9,900 for 7.5 grand. That might be the one axle trailer. What I want to do first though, I might have to get the cheaper one, the 4T for the 8,000. Is it 8? It might be 5. I can't remember exactly how much it was. But I want to get these grapes sold first so I know how much money I've got. Then I should probably get the harvester leased and the header bought. And then I know how much I've got left to buy a trailer with. So head on over here, and then as soon as we sold it, we'll start looking again. It's a shame nothing came up in the sale. I know it wasn't very likely, but we'll have to keep an eye out every day to see what comes up. Maybe we can get one to own soon enough. Hopefully I can own one before we get to the canola harvest. I am also going to need to buy a weeder or a sprayer now as well, unless I replough the whole field after harvesting, but that would be a fair bit of work because I have a direct drill. Cedar. So we'll have to look at. I think there is some cheap sprayers that I've got installed, so maybe we could get a sprayer and use some herbicide on it. That might be our best option. Not quite in there. Oh, come on, get me up. Alright, this one's going to be a pain then, apparently. So I think I said I'd be on about 16,000, and that's what we're on. So with that, the harvester I want, it is a class, it's this one here, the Class Dominator 85, which comes with a C450 header. I'm not worried about getting the trailer. Just going to straight up buy that header and then lease that. I've got 9,200 left to play with, which I don't think was enough for the big ones. I think I'm just going to go for the 4T. Which cost me 5,000, which leaves me with a few thousand left over. They spawn quite close together. They spawn way too close together. Right, so I'm going to get this back then, and then I'll drive back over here. I'll probably refuel my tractor and get the trailer picked up. And then, yeah, I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to start our first proper crop harvest. Exciting times on the farm. So here we are, everything is back and we are ready to harvest. Just want to get this tray set up in a bit of a better position. I think I could probably just leave it on the path and then I can drive up to it anytime I get full. I'll bring it over here. Straighten it up a little bit. And yeah, I think that will do. And we are ready to start harvesting. Get that unfolded and here we go. Our first harvest on our survival series. The fact that we can actually start doing this now means, I mean, first off, the biggest part of this will be the chickens will finally have food. I think it's been a good couple of months since they've eaten. So that way we'll be producing eggs again, and eggs can be a brilliant way of making money. I think their like peak sale time is somewhere towards the end of the year, maybe November kind of time. So we've got a good few months in now to produce a lot of eggs before we can sell them, or should sell them. I'd like to start holding stuff until it reaches its like highest point. That will be difficult for some stuff though, because I mean we need to be making money to keep the farm going. Right now we don't have enough on this farm to keep us busy for a whole day. You know, we need to be buying more stuff, so we need to be producing money consistently. I might be able to sell some of this oats, possibly. See what kind of the prices are like, and maybe look at getting some sold. That's your finished dropping. Swing it back round, and we'll keep going. Right, I'll get this all finished up now, as this is the first harvest of the series. I think it's a big milestone, so I won't cut it out, but I think what I will do is get it time-lapsed for you guys to speed it up just a little bit, and that way you can still see the first harvest of our survival series. Here we are, just finishing up the last little strip now, and it is very, very close to an exact harvester load. So that's brilliant. That's a good amount of crop from that. I'm happy with that. We just need to try and get it piped out now. the question is, we have quite a tall trailer. We've got plenty of clearance on that. Get that pipes out. I think what I'll do is I will drop the whole lot into the chickens. So if they can hold it all, perfect. If they can't, then whatever's left will sell. Then we've got to get bailed up, and then we can get to re-drilling. I think I might keep it as oats for now because they're ready quickly, and it will mean that the chickens constantly have food, which is something that they haven't had for a little while now. And so I think if I get it re-drilled in oat, we can just permanently keep that as an oat field, and then the chickens will constantly have food, and maybe eventually when we're getting it fertilised and sprayed and getting the highest yield possible out of it, maybe then there'll be some left over for us to sell. But now, I don't think there will be, but we'll drop off that header, return the harvester, we're all done with that, and we'll just jump into the tractor from here. And get this all dropped off to those chickens. I get the feeling there won't be any left at all, but you never know. Even drop here? Why can't I? Does it not let me do this? What tip side am I on? No, not changed it. Might maybe I should try and load it forward. If I drive away a little bit. Okay, this could be an issue. Over here? No. Okay, maybe we're not feeding the chickens oats then. Okay, well if it's like this, there is a solution in which we just sell the oats. So 1600 at the train yard. Yeah, so they're a really good price. So we'll tag that. Should give us about 8,000, and then we're just going to have to go pick up some wheat from the store and feed them that way. We'll use the money from this to buy it. I know I said I want to produce all their food on the farm, but I mean you saw there I tried and it just simply would not let me. So the only solution we really have is sell the oats, and then we'll just buy a few bags of wheat. I think if I buy maybe 3 bags, that should hopefully last them a little while. And then maybe it's an issue with the trailer, maybe it's an issue with the trigger point for the chickens, I don't know. But it's quite frustrating because I wanted to get that sold. Not sold. I didn't want to sell it. I wanted to get it dropped off for the chickens. So that's a real shame. But you know, go. Now how do I drop off here? The tip points are all way up there. I'm not going to have to do this now either. What's that over there? Right, that's changing train traffic. How do I sell it? There's gotta be a trigger somewhere. Unless I've just bought a broken trailer. I'll just back it in. No. I go on the other side and have a look. Oh, now my tractor's stuck. That's brilliant. What is going on here? I'm not getting any kind of trigger point here. Okay. Huh. Maybe I just can't sell here then. So I know normally with trains there's a silo that you have to drop into. And then the silo pumps into the train, but I'm not seeing any kind of silo around. I mean, that's it right there. That's saying train yard, Gold Heart. That's not one, is it? Do I have to do something with the train? No, there's nothing I can do. Huh. Okay, I'm going to have a look into this and hopefully I can find a way to get this sorted, otherwise I'm just going to have to sell it at the farmer's market for quite a loss. So I've had a bit of a play around with it and I can't seem to get it to work, but looking into it, a quick Google kind of tells me you need to actually unload it into the top of the train. So I'd need some kind of conveyor belt or an auger wagon or something that can tip up at that high level, which I can't get for now. So that kind of sucks because we're going to get a lot less money for this than what we wanted. I think with the chickens I might just be being stupid. Maybe they can't eat oats. So I think what I'll do is when I replant the field, I will plant it with wheat instead. I know for certain that they can eat wheat, so that way we know if it doesn't work that time, it's an issue with the trailer or the coop itself. So for now, we're just going to drive this down to the farmer's market at the bottom to sell, and then I will buy 2 or 3 bags. We'll see how much money we make, and we'll buy a few bags of wheat directly from here to keep the chickens fed with, because if I can get those back up and running, they were making me some good money. I just couldn't afford the food for them anymore. Now that we're getting crops come in, I can get them back up. And I mean, at this point they've grown up quite a bit as well, so they should be producing eggs a lot quicker. So if they're producing it quick enough, I could sell a pallet every couple of days potentially, and then that way I've got more money coming into the farm to buy myself some more equipment. I need to build myself a proper yard at some point as well. The one I've got at the moment only has the 2 slots for... okay, that was close. For my logging trailer and for my tractor. So yeah, I definitely think I need some more yard space. Here we go. Somewhere I can actually sell it. And that money is going up. Okay, 5,500 is not that bad at all, actually. So if I go over to a big bag of wheat, I can buy 3, and I've still made 1,000 off those crops. And then soon enough we'll have the canola coming in soon, like harvest as well. We can make a bit more money off of that. So hopefully all of this spells the beginning of like a new chapter for the farm. One that means we're going to have more money, which means we can get better equipment, we can just start investing in more. I am debating, I know it's kind of a horrific thing to do, but I am debating looking into doing some potatoes. I do have the potato production mod installed, which gives more options, but I could do a small field. I wouldn't want to do a massive one because the equipment that I can buy for it, the cheap equipment, is tiny. Naturally, as you'd expect for cheap equipment. To get the big equipment you have to spend hundreds of thousands, and I just don't have that kind of money. So it's definitely something I'm considering looking into. I think it'd be quite nice. And something a bit different. I've harvested potatoes a couple of times, but I've never done much in terms of the production with them. I've just harvested them and then sold them. I've always leased the equipment and never owned it because just harvesting potatoes to sell isn't really worth it. So I never have the equipment long term because I know it's not something I'm really going to do again. I only tend to harvest them if they're already put in the ground when I buy a field. So it is something I'd like to look into, and stuff like olives and grapes being done properly on fields and stuff. That's something I've never done in this game. Maybe this would be a good world to do it on. Maybe another save, like maybe our Somerset Farms one. We could find an olive, a field somewhere that we could convert into an olive field. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it a little bit to see what you even need to pull it off, because as I say, I've never done it before. Would not know what I was doing. So I'd need to search a little bit. Make sure I don't do anything wrong. But for the time being, I'm hoping I can get this wheat. If I can't unload this wheat into the chickens, then one, I've just wasted over £4 of my money, and two, I've either bought a dodgy trailer or a dodgy coop. So I really, really hope that I was just being stupid and you can't actually feed oats to chickens. I thought it was any cereal crop that they could eat. I've only ever fed them wheat before though, so I don't know why I try something different. It never works for me. But it's the moment of truth now. Oh, that is a relief to see. Okay, the chickens have food. There we are, that's brilliant. So they're going to be producing eggs again, which is fantastic because eggs are worth a lot. We'll have a quick check now actually. So yeah, they peak in November at 2,900. Even more if you sell them at the train yard, which obviously I would. I can turn that grid back off now. I turned it off and to see if maybe that was an issue, but I guess not. So by the looks of it, 3,000 is about what I want. So when I get that field replanted with the wheat, when it comes to harvest, I should have some wheat left to sell. But it depends how long that lasts. I need to see. So how old are they? 5 months, so they're not quite fully grown. Next month they'll be fully grown, and then we can see how much food they eat each month. And that way we'll be able to figure out whether 3,000 litres is enough to keep them fed for the growing period of wheat, which I think is like 6 or 7 months. I've got that trailer in a very good position, but now I can't get this trailer. Unless I do that. If I turn the right way, there we go. So we're going to get this all set up now. I'm not going to have enough time to do it in this episode though. It will be next episode. We get the whole field, we'll get it baled up, we'll get it reseeded with wheat this time so that my chickens actually do have food, and then we'll see what we can do from there. This canola can't be too far off. Maybe 2 or 3 months and I can be harvesting canola, and it's got good yield on it. So that will make us some good money, and I think that also peaks in January as well, so it's going to start to drop again. And that peaks in December, so it's dropping already, so by the time I come to harvest it, it won't be worth much. But I'll still be able to get a few thousand for it, and it's a bigger field than this one, so hopefully we'll get a good yield, a good amount off of it. But that is something to deal with a couple of months down the line. For now, that is going to be it for this episode. Didn't quite go as planned. I did hope to get the whole field, baled, replanted and everything, but the issues we had with the oats, partly caused by me not knowing that you can't feed oats to chickens, but I know that now, so I won't make that mistake again. But yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get it all done, but that just means, I've got to get to recording another episode, because I don't really want to stop here. So I might just record back to back. Not sure. We'll figure it out. But that will be it for now for this episode. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched. If you've watched it and you've enjoyed it, make sure you like it, share it around, and subscribe to the channel for more Farming Simulator content. Thank you very much, and I will see you very soon.